Welcome back to Fit Focus Media, the podcast where we put the focus on fitness. Now, today we have with us Marvin Tan. Who is Marvin Tan, you might ask?
I bet when I land, they gon' tell me it's lucky again. See that I'm winning, it's harder to watch. I'm setting the stage, you should give me my props. You ain't got no soul, you lacking the spirit. You talk out your neck, I'ma show you I'm with it. I would really hate for you to sit and watch me win again and win again and win again. I know it's probably getting on me and win a synonym. So if I ever win again, it's no I did the minimum. I didn't have to sell my soul. Oh, yeah. Please don't play no games with me. It was never about the fame to me. They needed the best, so they came to me. Whoa. Who the best in this thing? Tell them, yeah, that's me. Tell them who bring the vibe, say, yeah, that's me.
Well, he's a normal person, just like you and me. But Marvin, I'll let you do the introductions yourself. Tell the people, who are you? Give yourself... Alright, so, a bit of a quick side note. Well, I've just realized that our good old camera here that was pointing at Marvin the whole time, it decided to drift after 4 minutes of recording and just swivel away. So you've been seeing a wonderful, wonderful image of the door, pretty much, this entire time. We're currently at the 50-minute mark. It drifted at 4 minutes.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Baby steps, we're learning. Really disappointed because the conversation has been fantastic up until this point. So what I'm actually gonna do is this little section here that I'm recording, I'm gonna be putting right at the start of the video, just to let you know, hey, we tried, there was a bit of an error. So I will still be using this video. There will still be, well, you know what? You're gonna get to see a good portion of door for Marvin's sections of speaking. I might just throw up a photo every single time of his face when he's meant to be talking. So get to know that photo very well. You'll still have my beautiful face in full HD. But this conversation is, honestly, I think this is a really, really fantastic conversation. Anyone who's looking to get into a PT business or is a PT, I think there's a lot to be learnt here. So stay tuned, enjoy. Sorry for the camera mess up, but enjoy this beautiful PNG of Marvin's face.
Thank you for that brief introduction, Brandon. So I'm actually from the Philippines. So I've been to Australia for like 3 years now. And I've been a PT for more than a year now, like 1 year and 6 months. And I started actually as a member with Fitness First. So I've been working there as a PT. And I did reception for about 3 months in the middle of doing my certs. And then we were actually in and out of lockdown. So they hired me 2 weeks before we went into our first lockdown as a reception. So I was on and off. And then in the middle of our second lockdown, I was able to finish my certs and then finally became a PT at the club. So the PT manager offered me to become a PT and yeah.
Nice. Out of curiosity, so did you go into that job at Fitness First? Like you said, you started as a receptionist. Was like the goal to be a PT already, or did you start working as a receptionist and then decide?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting story because when I started as a member at Fitness First, I saw the environment was really, really good. All the PTs are really, really nice as well. And like I decided that I want to be a PT at that club. I actually have my aim in that club to be a PT. So that's why immediately I started my certs. And then when they offered me the reception job, I took it. And I think that's going to be a good starting point for me to become a PT because at least working at reception, I get to know the members really, really well. And yeah, that actually really helped with my business as a PT.
No, so it was legitimately the only thing that actually pushed you towards being a PT was the good response that you had joining a club.
Yeah.
That was the only thing because again, your background is like clinical science.
Yeah, and yeah, that's actually an interesting story as well. So this career that I have right now as a personal trainer is actually a big career change for me. So I was working. I got a bachelor's in medical science. I was working at a hospital lab for 2 years before I moved to Australia. Moved to Australia, did the masters. Then yeah, I decided to become a PT just when I was here. So I did my certs in between my masters. It was 2 years. It was between terms, and then yeah, that's in terms of like in my story is like I actually wanted to be a PT just when I was still in the Philippines, but I just didn't have the chance to do it because I was so busy having a full-time job in the hospital. And then I've started training when I was 16. My dad introduced me to it. I really, really loved what it was doing to my body mentally. I was literally 55 kilos before I started lifting any weights. And like I was a stick. I was a stick and I wanted to change that. And thank God my dad introduced me to the gym. But the first year of me training at the gym, I have no idea what I was doing. I was just like lifting weight for the sake of it. I don't have a really like have a routine. And then I started watching YouTube videos. I have a couple of influencers that I watch on YouTube. And just to that, I actually learned a lot in terms of training. So I was able to apply all of those things I've learned from those fitness influencers on YouTube. And I actually was able to stuck to a routine like after a year. And yeah, that continued. Like I have a routine. I train 3 times a week. I really, really like it. And yeah, just coming to Australia is just the fitness environment here is really, really important for people. And that's why I got encouraged to finally become a PT.
Yeah, nice. So how have you, I guess, like, you know, like how have you found that journey so far as being a personal trainer? Is that something that you think, you know, like, do you enjoy that more than the clinical side of things? Is it something that you feel like you're going to pursue further in the future? Yeah, like, what's the experience been so far?
Yeah, so actually, to be honest, I actually now wanted to be like a PT full time. So doing the medical science was a good thing for me in terms of like doing something like I had a bachelor's because of it. I work, it's good money, but in terms of like I want to do something that I really, really want. So for now, it's personal training for me. Like I'm here right now. I'm here doing it right now. I'm really, really happy. I get to help people achieve their goals, their fitness goals. And it's mostly like with the mental aspect for me. And like with me, like being part of my clients' journeys, it's actually a good feeling for me. Like I'm a part of what they're going through as well in the journey. And with me, it does really good for my mental health as well. It's good. So like exercise both for me and the client as well.
Yeah, nice. No, I think it's one of those things where, you know, actually sort of having a coach can make a massive difference in, you know, the way you actually approach your training, the way you approach your nutrition. It can be a really rewarding career for someone as well. You know, you do get to help people.
I mean, I get to motivate people. That's it. So like that's probably one of our main roles as a PT. Like we're there to motivate and help people, guide them. Like we're guiding them. We're guiding them usually, like because most people, most of our clients, when they start out, they don't know actually what they're doing, and they actually still sometimes they need to be guided, to be motivated. It's pretty hard for them sometimes to go to the gym, and just being there as a PT, at least they have someone to motivate them to go and work on themselves.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So now, sort of getting into the actual, you know, starting a PT business, getting into that. Out of curiosity, how long did it like sort of roughly take you from the point you started as a PT to where you were, I guess, you know, established as a PT or full time as a PT? Like, because I know that's a massive fear for a lot of people who are sort of getting into it, and you know, it was for me as well when I was doing my Cert 3-4 for the first time. It's that sort of fear that you're not going to be able to pick up clients, you're not going to be able to get things going off the bat. How long did that sort of process take yourself?
Actually, it took a few months for me, just because when I started PTing, like before I became a PT, I was actually an introvert. I'm a shy person. I'm not the type of person who talk to strangers, like people that I don't know. So being a PT, like I learned, I have a good mentor. So her name is Rami. So I started with her. I started with fitness first under her. So I was under like a mentor PT. So she was my mentor, and she taught me a lot of things in growing my business, especially in building up my confidence in talking to people, talking to members. And I had that experience doing reception, but it's actually different because doing that as a PT, you got something to sell for. Like you gotta have people think, like the members think that you got something to offer them or to help them with something. And with that, it actually built up for that. I was doing group classes. So with the group classes, it's a big class. Before COVID, I was running a group class like with 20 people in the group class. And what I learned from that is like when people do the group class, sometimes you see people like needs a bit of a coaching. You approach them, we're doing the group class, they're doing the exercise, you approach them, correct their technique. And that's a good opportunity for them to show that you can offer them something, that there's something you can help them with. And primarily that's how I built my client base, usually with the group classes and walking the gym floor as well, like seeing people, talking to members. And for example, the deadlift. So that's the common exercise that people have like problems with technique. So when I see a client doing a deadlift with bad technique, like I approach them and correct them, just because like with me, it's not about the money for me. I really want to help them. I want to help them in a way that I don't want them to get injured. I want them to improve in their training. I want them to progress. So that's my main goal as a PT.
Yeah, awesome. So I think, what you've sort of hinted at there, or, really hit on the head, is that the main thing for people who are sort of new getting into being a personal trainer is just to realize that in a sense, you're always on lead gen. You're always on outreach. 24/7.
Yeah.
As soon as you're in that uniform, as soon as you're in that club, even when you're not inside
that's
the club.
like we walk the gym floor. We're there. We're there to help out people.
Exactly. Yeah. When you see someone who is, maybe needs a spot, or someone who looks like they're struggling with something, it is your position. You are able just to go and have a conversation with them. And it's not so much about, trying to force personal training on them or telling them even that you're a PT. It's just using that,
like me
that
representing myself, that I'm there to help out.
Exactly. Use that uniform as a bit of an authority just to open a conversation and have a bit of a chat. And let that personality kind of shine through. That's the easiest, I guess, from your point, easiest way to just start building things up from nothing. And, sort of really develop yourself.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing as well, like whenever I wear the Fitness First PT uniform, it's like my confidence has gone up. It's like I'm a completely new person. I go to the gym, walk the gym floor, like my confidence is really like increased. Like I'm a completely different person.
No, like legit. The exact same response to working in different jobs, where it's like as soon as you put that uniform on, you can you're a completely different person.
Yeah, it's like because I was doing that and the medical science at the same time. So I worked the medical science like in the morning. I was like really like into myself like an introvert person.
You
don't get to talk to people.
You're doing a bit of a Clark. You're doing a bit of a Clark Kent here, mate. You just go into the phone book and you get changed and you become Superman out of nowhere. You make that quick switch.
Even my coworkers said, "We don't talk that much." But then once I go to the gym, where the uniform is like, I'm talking to everyone.
Yep, nice.
So
what were some of those, the biggest things that you think could help someone new? Is there anything outside of, sure, we know, always be on the lookout, always be there to offer help. Is there anything else that you think could be, beneficial? Is there anything maybe that gets overlooked as far as like the back end of a business goes, like things you need to have set up to even take on a client?
So when I started my business, it's actually good to have a niche. A niche is something that you can offer clients that other PTs don't have. So with my niche, most of my clients are young adults, so people that are age like me. I have a couple who are like in the 40s to 60s. And what I found my niche is that I actually am really good at developing relationship, like rapport with them. Pretty much because whenever I walk the gym floor, I talk to people, I immediately build a relationship, find common interest, find some common ground, at least they'll be comfortable with me. And then we also have our PT manager gives out leads every now and then. They get two PT sessions, and with that 2 PT sessions, because they're complementary, so it's up to us to show what we can offer the client so we can convert them. So usually my niche in that is creating their technique. So they think that they've been doing, let's go back to the deadlift. Sometimes they think what they're doing is already correct and right, but sometimes there's like some form of the technique that can be improved so that they can perform the exercise better and have not have any injuries. So I think that niche is really, really important.
Yeah, nice. I think at least the way that I sort of interpret that, the way that you go about defining niche is a slightly different way to how a lot of people would. And again, I don't personally think there's particularly a right or a wrong way. I think you can go about it in either way. And for this case, yours works perfectly. I guess the standard way of looking at a niche is, in fitness, maybe you specialize in fat loss, maybe you specialize in coaching to get on stage, maybe you specialize in strength, maybe it's this, that, and the other. So they can be niches.
Yeah, that can be niches as well. It's just because with my general population, most of my clients, it's just a basic goal. They want to lose weight, they want to get muscle. So that's outside of that, you need to find other niche.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm trying to get at by that is simply saying that you went for a wider audience, but your niche was actually common interests.
Yeah.
You use common interests as a niche, which is I think a niche that a lot of people sort of overlook, but it can still be a really effective tool.
Yeah.
And for anyone who is sort of looking to get into a personal training business, it is really reassuring because it honestly means that all you have to do is be yourself.
And that's what I reckon, pretty sure that's what clients look for as well. Once you approach them, like how you present yourself, how confident you are, because that's what they want. At least they're going to be comfortable and they know that this person really knows something. he or she can help me out, and I can be able to trust them. So like, yeah.
They want to know that if if they want to get put through the ringer, they know that this person is going to put them through a hard workout. If they're not feeling the greatest on that day, then they're going to be understanding and reassuring, and they're going to be comforting.
Yeah, that because once you approach them, they act like once you approach them, they actually have like some expectations already, like of you. So I think it's actually like how you present yourself is really important. Like,
yeah, no, you honestly you remind me a lot of one of my other best friends who is a personal trainer, Clement, back in my hometown. Which is he's the sort of person where it's like, any of his clients have any issues whatsoever, he's a phone call away, he's a text away, he's there for his clients. And I think that's a really massive thing, and not something to be overlooked. You don't have to overcomplicate it too much, especially if you're getting into the industry. Just be yourself, focus on the fundamentals, and build up a really good sort of base foundation, and then you can start throwing in all the extras.
In addition to to your best friend story, so I feel like most of my clients are like becoming my friends because I actually build relationship and I actually see them more than my actual friends. So like you're there for them. Like sometimes their personal problems, sometimes they tell you because you build a relationship and they feel confident enough and like they put the trust in you, and sometimes they able to share stuff with you. And that's actually helpful as well because like in terms of the training, like you really, really give them the training to help them forget whatever they're feeling. So it's actually good that you're there to support them as well in that.
That's almost another thing, for say new PTs to be aware of. It's like, sure, you're there to get them in the gym, give them a nutrition plan, this and the other. But as the relationship progresses and develops, really you become more of just a life coach in a sense. It's not just this, that, and
like I'm not just here to like do your session, give you a program and do it. I'm actually here. I can also be a friend. Like we can talk about stuff if you're comfortable. That's why it's important for you to like build the trust. So like clients will be able to be like they'll be comfortable with you. They'll be comfortable.
Of course. Now you sort of mentioned that your niche or target demographic that you were going for was just the general population, the people who were sort of looking at just sort of getting a bit healthier, losing a bit of weight, and that kind of thing. Was there anything in particular that made you choose that demographic, or why did you gravitate towards that over something else?
So the clients who want to lose weight and want to gain muscle, because with my goal, I was actually in a program like doing those two goals. So like I actually have experience of doing them. So when I was like 55 kilos, my goal was to build muscle. So I actually lived doing that kind of program. So that's kind of like my knowledge on it. And like when I actually have like gained that muscle and I want to like lose a bit of fat, I did that program as well. So like it's actually something that I've experienced and I'm pretty confident that I can offer my clients and be able to help them with, and pretty good results.
Thank you for actually explaining that to me. That's a really good way of putting it, and it's a really good way for me who I haven't done it for a job to look at it.
And it's good as well because really, if you want to train a client, it's something that you need to be familiar with. You need to experience. I won't be able to train a client who wants to train for sports just because I haven't trained for sports.
Again, it comes to taking a second, give yourself a bit of a reality check, be true with yourself, be honest with yourself. There's a time and a place to fake it till you make it. It's not when you're dealing with people who are just trying to get into fitness and might be a little bit nervous about the gym. Sticks true to what you actually know and what you're passionate about, and that will really sort of shine through and sort of progress you into that career.
It's just experience. You can upskill. Us PTs, we can do some upskill. Like we need to. Like every year we need to upskill, increase our knowledge in certain stuff. You can have improved like teaching techniques with kettlebells, with TRX, with any other equipment, technical lifting. So it's actually good to have that as well as a PT. At least you can develop your skills and you can target other clients as well, like outside of your comfort zone.
So, from your point of view, is there any sort of recurring, themes or issues that have been coming up in the industry that, maybe a lot of, say, new PTs are falling into? Be that maybe some training techniques or some information or this, that, and the other?
So what is good about the fitness industry that it's always changing. So us PTs, we need to be open for change. And it's actually good to be surrounded with other PTs, like learn from other PTs as well. Because usually if you're like starting this business as well, you actually need some guidance as well. Like other people in the industry has been in the industry for a couple of years, has been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, because they already have the knowledge. And not a lot of PTs, I think, do that, like connect with other people. And with me, like I've grown my business and I've improved my teaching with my clients just because I've surrounded myself with people who have been in the industry for so long. I connected with them through social media. I met them through gyms. So yeah, I just learning.
Yeah, awesome. And has that sort of like learning networking tool for you, has that been better, like in club or through, like online presence, like social media, that kind of thing? Like how do you normally find these people that you are sort of, like learning from and interacting with and networking out with?
So most of my mates that I met in Australia, I met them at the gym. So I usually have the opportunity to be able to train with my friends, and with that type of like, if you do that kind of activity with them, you actually learn something from them as well during the training. So like you learn from each other. That's how in this industry, that's what I love about this industry, because you support each other. You learn from each other. There's always stuff to learn. It's a big industry. It's always improving.
Yeah. So
there's some stuff that you don't know and they know and they can teach you, and there's some stuff that they don't and you can teach them.
So you generally find that there is sort of this good like community aspect to it. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Because again, I feel like I don't know if this is maybe just my perception, because I'm not directly in the industry. But I feel like in the the fitness scene or the fitness industry, there's a lot of, I guess, stigma or judgment around it being a very individualized sport or a very, like just out for yourself kind of thing. So from your experience, there is actually a really positive community. You just need to interact with it, be a part of it.
Very supportive. You just need to know how to approach the right people as well, because with that, it's just gonna make sure like there's gonna be something that you can learn from them, and that you can be able to teach. I think it's a two-way street. Any relationship is a two-way street, and at least that's something that you can provide to your clients. The learning that you learn from those people, you can provide to your clients, and they can do the same as well with the clients. So it's a learning process, yeah.
And that's honestly a bit of a testimony that I can make, to that statement. It's been quite overwhelming, just the positive response from the whole community at, the videos that we've been putting up in relation to, the shows, in relation to this podcast, in relation to pretty much everything we've been doing lately. The community aspect has been a massive part and a massive driving factor. So it is there. All you have to do is interact with it, be open to it. Don't be afraid of it, and join in. Yeah. I think that's probably the main thing, is just getting outside the comfort zone for a little bit until you adapt and can grow into it a bit more.
And that's a good thing, because when I came to Australia, I wasn't this person who's confident. And when I became a PT and have like up my confidence, I was able to connect to people that I don't know who's like in this industry as well. And with that, it was an advantage for me, because I've become a better PT. I was able to help my clients better, and yeah.
Yeah, nice. Now, as far as the actual, back to the business side of things go, a massive component as being a PT is the actual sales aspect. And I know that a lot of people are sort of afraid of doing sales.
Yeah.
Bit of a backstory of myself. So back when I was first studying, Cert 3-4, that was the main thing that sort of worried me. I was very introverted, didn't know how to talk to people. I couldn't do sales. So I actually ended up going and doing door-to-door sales. I actually ended up going down, I think it was
Where did you do this?
Yeah, so I was living, in Maui, so about two hours in Melbourne. I would get a train to Melbourne every single morning at like 6 a.m. and do door knocking. Worst job in the world. Don't do it.
I think that's the most famous sales tactic now.
Yeah, it will crush your soul. But in a sense, that was
the rejection.
Exactly.
And they turn you away from the doors.
Exactly. In a sense, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
But that actually spiraled me into doing a lot more sort of sales positions. Yeah. But going back to the whole PT section, that was the main issue that I was facing and the fear that I had. Has there been any particular tips, tricks, things that have helped you both learn the skill of sales, as well as actual executing it, like things that you say or things that you do to help in that process?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is don't think about the money. Think about like what you can offer the client. You need to be confident on what you sell, and what you can offer them. Because we have the knowledge. That's why we studied our certificates for it. We have the knowledge to help them, to guide them. And usually in our gym, so we, like I mentioned before, the 2 complementary sessions, that is up to us to show like what we are like as a PT, what we can offer our clients, what they can take from us. And you need to have them like feel that, in terms of like doing their PT sessions. So it's like it's because you can build your client base with that and be able to. Most of my clients, they continue because they like what I offer them. They see progress, and like just think about the money. Just think about like what, be confident and really confident what you offer.
It really kind of actually, and that was one of the like I guess clicking moments for me with sales was like when you actually realize that it goes back to that sort of old, that old school tale where it's like don't chase the money, just do what you're passionate about, be honest, be true, and it's actually the complete truth. Like people can see when you're full of crap, like people can see when you're just after the money. People can see if you're passionate, if you're not, if you're interested, if you're just going after money. People know when they're being like ripped off or scammed. So if you can actually just remove that from your mind, not even give it a single thought, and realize that you're just there to see, hey, how can I help this person? How can I do something to better them? The rest of it will sort of fall in place and flow. And
that's a good thing about it because like I became a PT not because of the money. I became a PT because I want to help people. So I want to guide them. I want to be part of their journey. And like what I do, like physically, what they do physically and mentally, the exercise what it does. So that's the most important thing for me, and I think that's important.
And again, you're a very, very good example of that. With your background in clinical science, with the fact that you have a master's degree, like, you are a very, very but the point is you are a very educated person. And you could honestly go out and do pretty much anything you wanted, but you're passionate about the PT. And that's why you do so well in it. You will continue to do well in it. I do not have a single doubt in that. And why you can do it a 10-hour, 12-hour day, and it feels like you've just rolled out of bed.
Because like that is actually a funny story as well. When I was still in Melbourne, I was doing the medical science job and the PT job, and even though I started early, I was working 16 hours a day, bro. So like I didn't mind the early mornings. I didn't mind like not giving my own sleep because I get to do something that I love. Like I worked full time at the medical science job and was able to do PT. Like I didn't complain because I'm doing something that I really, really like.
Yeah, bit of a story time here. I think it was the first time that we actually met. Went down to Melbourne. I was just having one of those lazy days as you do. Marvin had been PTing since like 5, 6 in the morning. We then trained a hell of a hard session, and then he's like, I think we also went out for dinner. And he's like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna go to the lab. I gotta go start work now.
And
I'm ready.
I was in a rush.
Yeah, and I'm ready to fall asleep. I've had a big training session. I've had some food. I'm out of it. This guy's been going since 6 in the morning, and he's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna finish at midnight.
It's like 10 a.m. I've already had a long day. Just 10 a.m. during the day, and then I'm still gonna work.
And you don't drink coffee either. You don't even drink coffee.
Yeah, and I don't drink coffee, so I'm actually not sure how I survive all of those days. So
a true testament to you. A true testament, my man.
It's passion, man. It's just passion. If you like something, you're gonna make it work. That's what I believe.
That's 100%. 100% true.
Yeah.
So where do you sort of see yourself going in the future? You know, I mean, like I said, you were established in Victoria, in Melbourne. So you've now moved up to Queensland, Sunny State. It's a good place to be. I made the same move myself almost a year ago. I'm coming up on that anniversary in about a month from now.
Advance happy anniversary.
Why thank you. I'll have to have you back on for a special.
Oh yeah, at least I'm here. We can celebrate together.
Exactly. But yeah, where do you sort of see yourself going in the future? Are you going to be, like rebuilding that PT business? Are you going to be, what sort of avenues do you think it will take?
I actually have my long-term goal of having my own house with a gym. So I actually plan to have my own gym, my own house, just train my clients there. Because I was just freshly graduated from a set, I'm still open to working at a gym just because it's the experience. I can get to experience and I can put myself out there. I let people know me as well, and eventually, like in a few years time, maybe 20 years, I can have my whole gym and just train my clients there.
Yeah, I think that's a massive thing to keep in mind is actually looking at the long-term goal, the bigger picture. So many people I feel are fixated on the short term. You know, like what are they going to be doing next year at the max, like if anything, it's what am I going to be doing next week? So actually being able to take a step back, evaluate what the goals are, and think of the roadmap on how to get there. Enjoy the ride and the process.
It's the ride and the process, and like I told you, like working at the gym, it's a good experience because you get to meet people, you get to learn from other PTs as well. you get developments, you can upskill yourself. Then in the long term, when you want to do your own business, you can apply all of those stuff in a few years. So it's really, really good.
Yeah, nice. So what are some businessy tips, or I guess things that you need to start a PT business?
You need your ABN, so a joint business number, because that's a way to, like in Australia, you need an ABN to run a business, obviously. So that's the first thing you need to take care of. And insurance.
Out of curiosity, when you did that, did you do that yourself? Did you go through a particular like company, or?
I actually just Google, because when I came to Australia, I didn't actually know about ABN, and they just told me like my PT manager might need an ABN, so I Googled what an ABN is.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Like you pay for your ABN and you need to have it registered as well. So, and after that, you need to have insurance. Insurance is really important. I'm insured with Fitness Australia, so it's actually good to have professional indemnity as well, so you're covered. It's one of the things that you need to be aware of, just because you need to be we always need to be covered.
Yeah, well, it's like you're not only really like you're protecting yourself, you're protecting the client, you're protecting the club.
Yeah.
It's really it is an essential part. You know, we always hope that there's never going to be an issue.
Yeah.
But you don't want to end up in a situation where there is one and there's no cover.
And you don't want your qualifications get
to be on the line, to be jeopardy. You know, at the end of the day, you are the boss, you are the employee. You are the everything, so it's things that need to be taken seriously, and needs to be sorted out right from the beginning. I guess the reason that I brought that up is just for anyone who is getting into a PT business or a business in general. There are a few different ways that you can go about getting that set up. So I think the way that Marvin did it is just going through the Australian government website. You can do it all yourself. There's a bit of a documentation process you fill out. Personally,
it's actually also dependent on which you are affiliated with. I'm affiliated with Fitness Australia, but there are others fitness companies like Physical Activity Australia. Like they have different like with prices and all. So like they have different like rules. Like it just depends on where you're with.
Exactly, because again, tying into that, even though like what we're doing here is not personal training, it is video production and digital marketing. We actually went through a different organization. We paid them XYZ amount to pretty much set it up for us, and the whole point of that was just making sure that it was done correctly. The biggest fear we had was going into it with things not done 100% right. So I think there is something to be said about, if you're not sure on something, don't be afraid to actually get some expert help on it, because you do want to have it set up from the beginning to keep yourself covered and make sure that you are doing it to code.
Like I say, I had a mentor, Romy. She actually helped me put up my started my business. So like all the stuff that I need, she put me a list, and I get all of this.
I mean, do you mind if we touch a little bit more on that aspect of actually having a mentor? Because that's something that I personally have also found very helpful, is having a few different mentors in your life that you can get very direct sort of information from. You can have a bit of a line of communication with. Has there anyone, Rami was it?
Yeah, Rami.
Is there anyone besides Rami that has been a bit of an influence for you or a benefit when it comes to personal training or the business side of things, or is it predominantly been Rami?
When I started with Rami for the reason because I was really, really fresh in this industry. I wanted to be under her just because she's been a PT for a couple of years now. She knows her stuff. She really, really knows her stuff. And like being under her, like I'll be able to learn things from her. And like I said before, most of my sales skills were developed because of her. Like I was able to know how to navigate rejections, how to be able to make sure clients will be able to trust you, build up your confidence. And it's for me as a new PT in this industry, it's actually better if you can have a mentor. At least they can help guide you, and you're not just like wandering around like what do I need to do.
And so you met Rami. She was already at
she was a fitness. She's been working in the club for about 2 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And the reason for asking that is I think because that is honestly a really positive, I guess, like tip or thing that could help someone. Even if they don't even have to be new to the industry. Just anyone who might feel like they're either struggling or even more so, they just want to take it to the next level. They want to progress. Just look for those people in your club who are doing really well. Like we all know who they are. From the club that I worked at, I know exactly the PTs who are doing the best. You're in a very close environment. You work in the same place. You've got something common in interest. My advice to anyone who is in that position, a cup of coffee will be the best $5 you'll ever spend in your life.
And yeah, you should be. Yeah, that's why we should be open to learning as well. That's
Yeah, like can you attest to that? Like, you know, like just go grab lunch with them, like have a chat with them, have a conversation, like open up that direct line of conversation.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it won't do you harm. It won't.
Exactly. The majority of people, as soon as you show the slightest interest in just finding out what they know, people like we love that.
Yeah.
You know, we love to be able to share our experiences, to share our knowledge. It's an innate part of us that we want to be able to do.
Yeah.
There just needs to be that, you know, that one person who actually gets up the courage to make that first move.
Yeah.
And some of the best partnerships, relationships,
I get from that. Like,
everything stems from that. It all starts with a hi, a hey, excuse me, you know, just that first one.
And which is really good with my club as well is Romeo was my mentor, but all of the other PTs there have been, like, let's say, like my mentors as well, in terms of like they were able to help me with the sales stuff as well. They give me some tips, and they give me some tips on how to properly program for a client as well. So like with Romy, like I felt like all of those other PTs as well were kind of like my mentors as well. Yeah, so it was really good. It was a good working environment. I got along with all of the PTs there. So because I always like ask them like advice, and then they help me out, and which is really, really good for me, for my business.
Awesome. Now, I don't know, I actually don't know this about you. And again, it's a bit of a tricky one, at least this is why it's good for me to ask. Because you were working at Fitness First.
Yeah.
Okay? You wear their colors, you wear their logo, you operate under their name. Do you still develop your own personal brand there? Like, what's the go? Like a name, a logo, or this, that, the other. How does that work?
Yeah, so all of us PTs there are subcontractors, so we actually doing our own business at the club. So we're renting at the club. So all of us charge different rates. We all have our own brand names, our logo, which is something that we need to have our clients be familiar as well. So like we're all different. Like we don't see each other though as like competition. We support each other. So it's not like one is like wants to steal a client or something. We don't do that. We don't do that to each other. We're really supportive. Like we just do our own stuff. We just do our own stuff with clients. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very important in a lot of in every industry.
Yeah, especially if you want to do online coaching as well. You need to have your own brand. You need to put it out there.
Yeah, exactly. I think a massive thing that is a bit of a problem, and I'll put my hand up there for what we do, especially when it comes to video, photo, the creative side of things. A massive industry problem in the industry at the moment is this almost like this mentality that everyone is out to get each other.
Yeah.
That there's only a limited amount of clients, there's only a limited amount of this, that it's so...
I mean, there's billion people in the world.
Exactly.
So.
There's this fear that it's so scarce. It honestly makes such a massive difference just to look at people as an asset or a relationship or something that you can learn from. Like, people are assets. We can only experience so much in our lifetime. We can only learn so much ourselves. That's where the ability... the beautiful ability to actually interact and learn from people is so great. We're not competition. We're resources for each other to grow with and develop with. So a bit of curiosity question for me, being a personal trainer, your experience on, training, nutrition, how to write a program, how to coach someone, how does that, carry over to your personal trainer, like yourself getting in the gym and putting in the hard work? Yeah,
doing that with clients, like training them, I actually realized that I need some guidance and assistance as well. I have my own my online coach as well. He's from Adelaide. So it's actually really good that I have got someone to help me out with my training as well. Because we always need help. Yeah, like us PTs, just because we're PTs, we shouldn't think that we don't need help with our training.
Yeah, nice. Do you want to give a bit of a shout out to your coach?
So Coach Leo from Adelaide is a really good mate of mine. So I've been training with him for a couple of months now, and I'm seeing really good progress. And
awesome. We'll pop up a little Instagram-y thing here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe I'm pointing in the right way. I'm not too sure yet. We'll get used to this now, but go check it out.
I'm very like above in the video or something. Yeah.
We'll work it out. We'll get better at this, but we'll work it out. Yeah. So, sorry for being a little bit of the tester on how to put these things in, but you got to shout out. We'll go support, show some love.
Yeah.
But I think that again sort of ties back to what you were saying before about this whole mentality that we're not competition, we're in this together. The fact that PTs also get PTs, like the coaches get coaches, because again it sort of ties back into that fact that knowledge is infinite and expanding.
Yeah. That's it.
And we're only capable of perceiving or learning so much.
So it's actually like not just like they help you improve your body. You also get something from them, like learning experience that you can apply to your clients, which is actually
honestly, it's probably one of those cases where a PT almost gets more benefits from having a coach
than
if you weren't even a PT, because you can learn from that experience and actually market that yourself with your own twist.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's
just goes that really can go well to your business as well.
Yeah.
So you can just apply that. Yeah.
There are so many PTs I know that luckily they do take that route of actually getting a coach as well, which is really good to see in the industry. You know, personally, I relate that back to, you know, like what we're trying to do at the moment here at Focus Media, which is, you know, actually bringing in some people to help with the process, you know, being able to bring people in who are super passionate about the art of creating content, about the fitness aspects, about things, and actually giving them the opportunity to show that, to shine, to just create.
Yeah, I mean, like with this industry, I actually think that, I positively think that a lot of people want to share their experience, because like I told you before, like this industry is like always growing. So a lot of like people who's been in the industry, they can share a lot of stuff to other people as well, like people who are like just starting in this business, and they can be really, really helpful with them.
Oddly enough, where do you sort of see this industry in 10 years?
10 years?
Yeah, I mean, like say with everything that happened over the you know, the pandemic with gym closures and things like that. I know there was a lot of people that went to more online coaches, or they actually started like doing at-home workouts and things like that. Do you think that gyms are going to still be as prevalent as they are? Do you think they're going to be bigger, smaller? Is it going to be more work from home? Workout from home?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident gyms will still be open, but I'm pretty sure most PTs or most coaches are going to be doing online stuff, because I think that's going to be the most safest way. And some people know how to navigate online as well. Like they know how to build the presence online. They have a lot of followers. Like doing online coach is actually, it takes time. It takes effort as well. If you want to build something up online, it takes a lot of effort. Just posting on Instagram and thinking about a caption is actually really hard. So imagine those people.
Oh, trust me.
Like, bro, like even choosing the music for your reel, like it takes me 30 minutes.
You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir.
There's actually a lot of effort.
My life
like
currently revolves
your post is
around
like 10
Instagram.
seconds, but it takes you 30 minutes to choose a music.
Yeah, and then that's not even factoring in the actual time that it takes to make the, like, you know, shoot the content, edit the content, this, that, and the other. There's a lot that goes into you know, 10 seconds on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that if you can put yourself through that time of setting it up, learning it, it's a system and a process.
It's really a process. Mostly those though I reckon most of those PTs who are really, really good with their online business, I feel like they're
setting up for the future. Well. Like they're setting it up. They are set up for the future with that. You know, PTing in a gym is the sort of the old school way of doing it, the classic way of doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I love that. But what I mean by that is when there is like a new school way of doing something, it's relatively easy to backtrack to the previous generation and be able to do that. It's the upgrading that's the hard part. So if you can, you know, prepare yourself and almost future-proof yourself for the future, then this option here becomes even, I guess, easier and more appealing in a sense, because a lot of the things that you're doing in this side of the business actually carry over from this side. Things like actually having programs available, keeping clients up to date, customer acquisition, banking, invoicing, this, that, and the other. It's all digital and all online. So if you can develop that side of it and develop the knowledge around it.
You pick up it online. Like some, mostly online coaches as well, they were able to carry over their gym clients to online. So that's why like working at a gym is a good start, because you can put yourself out there. People get to know you, and eventually if they're seeing good results, they'll be more than happy to continue with you all throughout. They can keep changing their goals. You can always reassess goals, because their goals can always change. They have achieved this stuff, but now they want to now achieve this. So like goals are ever changing. So if they want to continue with you, they would.
Yeah. Now, if you're okay with me asking this, I know we've said that. From what I'm led to believe, like, do you do much of the online aspect of it? Is that a focus for yours currently? Is that something you're looking at moving towards in the future? Because I know personally, at least from what I believe, you do a lot of the in-person stuff at the moment because you enjoy the interaction, you enjoy the face-to-face. That's what actually got you into being a PT, is the ability to see someone, see the progression, and help them face-to-face. But are you doing anything currently to move towards that more online aspect of things, or?
Currently at the moment, I do online, so I do have a couple of clients back home, most of my friends. So what I do, like, I give them a program, I do weekly check-ins, I revise the program every 6 weeks. So I actually have like experience doing online stuff now, but mostly I'm doing one-on-one, like face-to-face personal training at the moment. But in the future, since I told you before that I want to have my own business, my home gym. Together with that, I want to do some online coaching as well.
It is really good though. Like just the simple fact that you already have it set up, and you know how to do it. You know the process of getting it done. Is there any particular, I guess, programs, software, apps that are good for like new and upcoming PTs to sort of know?
Yeah, it's just I use an app actually. It's called Fitness W. So it's been really good. It's user friendly. My clients love it. It's easy to navigate, but there are actually also a couple of apps like PT Hub, PT Distinction.
Yeah, the PT Distinction is the one that my coach uses for training me. So I find that interface really good. I don't know about the other ones, but just
because with online, it's actually important for clients to know what they're doing. With those apps, you have exercise library with demonstrations. That's the most important thing. That's why you need to have an app. I think it's better for clients, your online clients, to have something to follow. So like having an app, even though you need to pay for it, at least it's good for business.
Yeah, that's another massive thing to like that I want to stress for anyone. Whether it's personal training or whether it's any business whatsoever you're looking at starting, please do not overlook the details. It's going to cost you some money. Trust me, it stacks up, especially because a lot of them these days are sort of like subscription models and they're ongoing. But spend that extra money, get it set up properly, whether it's an app for your personal training, whether it's a website, whether it's like subscription services to create good content and things like that. It's a lot, but it makes a massive difference. Okay, so something that I actually do want to sort of know, what is the biggest pet peeve that you face as a PT?
My biggest pet peeve, like me as a person, actually, before, I'm a really organized person. So I actually have a schedule during the week. I actually plan it before the week happens. So like I plan it the week before. I always book my clients the week before as well. Make sure they're all booked in for during the next week. And biggest pet peeve is like when they just cancel like last minute as well. I mean, that can happen. Some emergencies can happen. But
life happens. Sometimes it does.
Yeah, I understand, but that's just it. It's just like them like canceling last minute because I have something organized, and sometimes it's just annoying. So.
Like life happens, but I still hate the fact that it happens.
That's it.
Okay, to flip that then, what are some of the best experiences you've had as a PT?
It's actually good when they're able to refer some of their friends to me. I got 2 clients who referred their friend, and they were both training together at the same time because it's better for them in terms of like the increased motivation. At least they're doing something with a friend. They can bond together. And in referral, especially word of mouth is really important in terms of your business. If you're doing well and clients are getting results, friends will notice that, and they will ask you like, do you have a PT? And that's where the conversation starts.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a massive thing, just for your own like personal confidence as well. Like knowing that you did such a good job that someone not only wanted to work with you, continue to work with you, but they thought that you would be perfect for their friend as well. Word of mouth does kind of get overlooked a little bit, but it is so important.
And another thing is client retention as well. Even though, because with my business I do packages. And my clients can renew the packages if the sessions are done. So I have 8 sessions, 16 sessions, 24 sessions. For example, a client got 16 sessions with me. After 16 sessions, he's happy, he's getting results, he's going to keep continuing. So it's a client retention as well. It's really important.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, peanut butter cups.
I'm not a fan of chocolate when it comes to whey protein, so this is like.
See, I normally don't, and I normally hate chocolate peanut butter flavors. Like I have an addiction for peanut butter, so much so that I will buy like 10 kilos of powdered peanut butter, like PB2. I had to stop doing that because I was just eating too much powdered peanut butter. If I get a jar of peanut butter, it'll be gone.
Yeah.
No problem. So I'm very particular. I love my peanut butter, and I normally don't like chocolate peanut butter. So you always rave about EHP Labs. So I thought, hey, I see peanut butter cup. Let's get this. Let's give it a crack.
Yeah.
So as a bit of background information, well, we thought we're going to wrap up this episode. It's getting pretty late at the moment. This is a late night recording. So just to sort of end things off, give a quick little first time taste test on this here EHP Labs peanut butter cup. So
sounds delish.
Yeah, Marvin here is just an absolute Zach Perner fanboy.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much EHP everything at this point, and he dreams of Mr. Perner in his sleep. That's how.
That is true. I don't deny that.
So this is 100% not sponsored at all, but this is going to be a very honest like taste test. You want a sniff test?
Okay. I mean, I'm not really a fan of chocolate and whey protein, but let's see.
Yeah. I mean, it smells very chocolatey.
My flavor on that one was raspberry milkshake.
I did see that there. It was pretty good. This is expensive for protein powder,
Yeah.
man.
And I put that in oats. It tastes.
Literally, the only reason I got this was because it was peanut butter cup, and because I knew that you were going to be coming on the show, and it was EHP Labs.
Oh, you were well prepared.
Like, this is the only reason.
Prepared.
So, because we got two people, we're gonna go. This is fairly full, so we're gonna go like 1.5-ish scoops. You know, just so that the flavor is not too weak.
I actually need this because I actually trained, so.
I did not. All right, drink that up. So, we're gonna chuck the lid on. We got some ice in there, a bit of milk, and some water. Gonna give it a few flicks of the wrist, you know. Takes me back to my
as a bartender.
I was gonna say, takes me back to
as a bartender.
Takes me back to bartending days when I was living in the UK. Just
you have them skills, bro.
You gotta get the shit up a little bit higher.
That is gum was shaking, man. All right, let's see.
You're just starting to run
how
into
this
that
tastes
issue where it's like so full that you can't shake it.
Yeah, this is actually my first time trying this flavor with isopep. So let's see how this goes.
All right.
Let's go.
So I don't want to give it too much of a shake. I want to kind of leave it to see just how well it mixes, because you know, taste and mixability very important. This is a vicious review of this here EHP Labs protein. So taste, you know, mixability, everything is important. Let's just give it a Hey, that's a decent stream.
The consistency. All right, I think that's enough.
That was an ice cube.
All right, that consistency.
That's a good consistency, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get some of this in there.
All right, and then we'll toss and cheese.
The ice is throwing me off as to like how full it is.
I actually forgot you put ice.
Yeah, well, I mean it's gotta be, you know, ice cold, man. If you're doing a proper like
ice cold whey protein.
A first time taste review has to be sort of like ice all out.
It's like ice cold latte.
It is. All right, peanut butter cup.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's not too bad. It's more peanut butter.
It's pretty good.
Rather than chocolate. It's actually more peanut butter.
It's actually more peanut butter, which is very, very rare for a chocolate peanut butter kind of flavor. Normally it's overpowering chocolate.
It's like, I'm actually surprised how they were able to like chocolate with peanut butter.
Like, yeah, it's rare. It actually tastes like it's a chocolate protein powder that they've just like thrown PB2 in.
That was really good. And yeah, it's 27 grams of protein, so it's actually good for post-recovery after workout.
Damn, are you a PT?
So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Okay, give it a quick rating. How many Zach Perners out of 10 is it?
Oh, it's an 11.
11 Zach Perners out of 10.
11 Zach Perners out of 10. Zach Perner is gonna love me because I said that.
Man.
So hopefully he notices me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't give out my Zach Perners lightly. You know. I'm gonna give it a solid. Again, I love peanut butter. I'll give it a solid 8 Zach Perners out of 10. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think it's like, you know, like it's like regional levels. It's like trying to get his way to the Olympia, but not quite there yet. That's pretty much where it sort of falls at the moment.
It's tasty. It's really tasty. Like the peanut butter is really.
It's at the pro qualifier level. Yeah.
That is really nice. Thanks, bro.
Oh, Marvin, thank you very much for being on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for being one of those people who actually help sort of motivate you know, the process of getting this going.
Yeah.
I really have enjoyed this conversation. It's great just to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah. This is both of our first time, and I'm actually good, like pretty confident we actually did really well.
Yeah, I think it was a good conversation. So please, you know, let us know your thoughts down below. If there's any tips, tricks, anything that you think might help. If there's any just general questions that you want to sort of know, drop them down below. Be more than happy to have a chat and answer. Yes, a few of these.
Somewhere there.
So, yeah, it's a good thing we at least got the camera fixed for the outro for Marvin. So hope you enjoyed that beautiful PNG, and sorry about the bit of a malfunction that we had. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I need to still think of an outro.